The Crithian War Council erupted in what passed for laughter among their species, a series of chittering clicks that echoed through the crystalline chamber. Admiral Zexkar raised one of his four arms to silence the assembly, his compound eyes gleaming with amusement as he reviewed the intelligence reports from Earth. "Their entire defensive fleet," he announced, his translator rendering his words in the common galactic tongue, "consists of barely 300 vessels, primitive fusion drives, kinetic weapons, and what they laughably call plasma cannons." Another wave of chittering swept the room. "Our advanced scouts report their largest dreadnought masses only 2 million tons. Fleet Commander Thenos, a veteran of 17 planetary conquests, leaned forward. "Admiral, my flagship alone masses 15 million tons. A single battle group could reduce their homeworld to ash within solar cycles." "Indeed," Zexkar clicked, approvingly. "Earth's resistance will be minimal. Dispatch the Third Conquest Fleet. 500 vessels should be more than sufficient for this minor pest control operation." What the Crithians hadn't anticipated was humanity's capacity for stubborn defiance in the face of overwhelming odds. The battle for Earth lasted exactly 4 hours and 37 minutes. The human fleet fought with desperate courage, their smaller vessels darting between the massive Crithian dreadnoughts like angry insects. They employed tactics no civilized species would consider: ramming attacks, suicide runs, even detonating their own fusion reactors as improvised weapons. But courage and ingenuity could only achieve so much against such overwhelming firepower. One by one, Earth's defenders were systematically destroyed. The planet's orbital stations burned like dying stars, and the proud human fleet was reduced to scattered debris floating in the void. Admiral Zexkar watched the final Earth vessel, a battered destroyer called the Defiant, make its last stand. The small ship's hull was rent with gaping holes, atmosphere streaming out like blood, yet it continued firing until a Crithian plasma torpedo vaporized it entirely. "Pathetic," the Admiral muttered. "Signal the ground invasion fleet. Begin the occupation of Earth." The humans surrendered 3 days later. Zexkar expected the usual pattern: collaboration, acceptance, eventual integration into the Crithian Empire as a minor client species. Instead, he found himself dealing with an underground resistance that seemed to spring up everywhere at once. Human insurgents struck supply convoys, sabotaged installations, and somehow managed to assassinate occupation officials despite the overwhelming Crithian military presence. "They're like a virus," complained General Vex Thule during one particularly frustrating briefing. "We eliminate one cell, and 3 more appear. Their coordination is impossible. We've destroyed all their communication networks." "Increase the pressure," Zexkar ordered. "Implement collective punishment protocols. They'll break eventually." They didn't break. If anything, the resistance intensified. It was during the 3rd month of occupation that the sensors detected it, a single vessel approaching from the outer system. The ship was massive, easily dwarfing even the largest Crithian dreadnoughts, but its energy signature was oddly muted. "Identification?" Zexkar demanded. "Unknown design, Admiral. It doesn't match any vessel in our databases. The hull appears to be some kind of adaptive armor, and there are energy readings I've never seen before. Hail them." The response came immediately, transmitted on all frequencies in perfect Crithian. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the United, Earthship Retribution. You have exactly 1 hour to begin immediate withdrawal from Earth and its territories. This is your only warning. The War Council erupted in chittering laughter once again. One ship against the entire Third Conquest fleet? Human, Zexkar replied. Your courage is admirable but foolish. You face 500 vessels of the Imperial Navy. Surrender now, and your death will be quick. Admiral, came the calm reply, you seem to be under the impression that I'm here to fight your fleet. There was a pause, then something that chilled Zexkar's compound blood, the sound of human laughter. I'm not here to fight your ships. I'm here to fight your empire. The Retribution didn't engage the Crythian fleet. Instead, it simply disappeared. Not cloaked. Crythian sensors would have detected that. Not jumped to hyperspace, there was no energy spike. The massive vessel simply ceased to exist on their instruments while remaining perfectly visible to the naked eye. What kind of technology? Zexkar began. The first reports came in 6 hours later. The Crythian fortress world of Thydar, 3 sectors away, had gone silent. When the emergency response fleet arrived, they found the planet's entire defensive grid reduced to molten slag. The orbital shipyards containing the Empire's most advanced vessels under construction had been systematically destroyed. But there were no witnesses, no debris from an attacking force, just a single message broadcasted on all frequencies. Retribution has come. Over the following weeks, the reports poured in from across the Crythian Empire. Military installations, command centers, shipyards, and fortress worlds, all falling silent one by one. The Retribution appeared without warning, struck with impossible precision, and vanished before any response could be mounted. The ship seemed to exist in multiple places simultaneously. While Thydar burned, Admiral Morketh's battle group at Nexus Prime reported engaging the Retribution directly, only to discover they'd been fighting elaborate holographic projections while the real vessel systematically dismantled their supply depot. It's not possible, Fleet Commander Thynos insisted during an emergency council session. No single vessel could possess such capabilities. The humans are barely beyond primitive fusion technology. Zexkar studied the tactical displays showing the systematic dismantling of the Empire's military infrastructure. Perhaps, he said slowly, we underestimated what primitive humans could accomplish when properly motivated. The Crythian Empire had made a fundamental error in their assessment of humanity. They had measured human military capability at the moment of first contact, failing to account for humanity's most dangerous trait, their capacity to innovate under pressure. The Retribution wasn't just a ship, it was the culmination of desperate human engineering. While the Crythians had celebrated their easy victory, Earth's surviving scientists and engineers had worked in hidden bunkers, combining captured Crythian technology with human ingenuity. They had built something that shouldn't have been possible, a vessel that existed partially outside normal space-time, capable of striking anywhere in the galaxy instantly. But more than that, they had built it with one purpose: to demonstrate that the cost of conquering humanity would always exceed any possible benefit. The final message came directly to Admiral Zexkar's flagship as he retreated toward the Empire's core worlds. Captain Chen's face appeared on his view screen, her expression cold and implacable. You wanted to see what Earth's defenses were truly capable of, she said. Now you know. Withdraw from human space immediately or I'll show you what we can do. To your homeworld. Zexkar looked at the reports scattered across his command console. Half the Empire's military infrastructure lay in ruins, destroyed by a single vessel crewed by the primitive species they had so easily conquered. Begin immediate withdrawal, he ordered quietly. The Crithian Empire would never threaten humanity again. And across the galaxy, other species took note. The small blue world in the outer spiral arm was not to be trifled with. Earth's greatest defense had never been its ships or weapons. It had been humanity's refusal to accept defeat and their terrifying ability to turn that refusal into reality.